Hey guys, Infantryman here coming at you with some WarThunder ground forces. This is what I've been playing as of lately. I know it's been a little while since I made a video. So here we're going to go explaining WarThunder a little bit. WarThunder ground forces, actually first off, WarThunder, there's two parts to it. There's ground forces, which is what you see now with my tanks down here at the bottom. And there are air battles with your airplanes that you can fly. Alright. There are combined arms operations. Right now, I don't think there's any up. No, none up. All right, in which, with the combined arms, you can fly an airplane or you can drive a tank, either one. Those are usually only in the realistic battles. If you want to pause, you can read the difference between the realistic and the simulator there. And this is the arcade mode. Big difference with between the arcade and the realistic. Arcade is you can respawn in any of the vehicles that you are playing. So if you're playing the tank battles, you can respawn in. So you'd have a total of, I would have a total of 6. See, 2, 2, and 2. And of course, air battles, I would have 3 different planes that I could spawn in. And that's respawning also. Once you get shot down, you can come back in one of these vehicles, which is a little different than that other tank and airplane game. Let's see, also here, the difference between the realistic and the simulator is with the realistic and simulator both, you can respawn, but only in the tanks, and you can only respawn in the tank that you started with. So if I go into a tank battle in my Panzerkampfwagen 3 here, I can respawn one time because I have 2 of them. So you spawn in once and then you can respawn one other time. If you are in the air battles, you get one plane and one plane only. That's all you get. Oh, I love those Ju-87s. They're awesome. Get shot down real easy, but they are great anti-vehicle planes. Anyways, okay. Back to tank battle. Okay, the difference between the 3 here. The only difference between realistic and simulator is you can respawn, which, that's the same actually. The difference is, though, you can't see enemy player names. Okay, so that's the difference between the arcade, realistic, and simulator. Also, with the airplanes, the simulator and realistic modes are quite a bit harder to control. The simulator mode is the hardest. I have a hard time getting off the ground. In fact, I would suggest not even playing simulator battles unless you have a joystick setup because it is very difficult. Alright, another big thing to remember, or the difference between this and that other game, is the vehicles. Okay, when you buy a vehicle, there's no other guns that you can buy. There's no other engines you can buy. There's no bigger turrets you can buy. The turret, engine, all that stuff that comes on your initial vehicle is what stays on your vehicle. You can't change it out. The things that you research are the ammo. You can research the different ammo, which is these over here. And then you can upgrade things. As you can see here, the turret drive, okay, better maintenance, so it'll turn faster. And the adjustment of fire, you can look at these different ones and see that they just do different things. Another big difference between this and the aforementioned game is artillery. There are no artillery vehicles, so artillery is not controlled by another player. You actually call in the artillery. I believe you can only do this in tier 1 and 2 vehicles. You can see the little Roman numerals down here. That's tier 1. This is a tier 3 airplane. So that's what those little numbers are there. And like I said, I believe you can only call it in tier 1 and tier 2 vehicles. When you call in artillery, I'll put up a little video here and splice it in showing you what artillery looks like. Alright, so here's the artillery strike. You hit 5 to get the little circle there, the dotted circle, and then you highlight where you want to fire. You just hit your left mouse button, so your fire button, to highlight where you want to fire. And there I placed my artillery. You can see how I went up above my tank, and then you hit the right mouse button, zooms in. So you hear the artillery coming in. That was an explosion, and that was a second explosion. Those are just like, they give like a couple like range shots, and that right there is actually what the barrage looks like when it hits them. So that's the artillery, and that's how it works. Okay, and you can also get fire extinguishers. Well, first off, back to artillery. There's a lot of mixed opinions on the artillery. A lot of people don't like the way it's used because, as you could see in the clip that I put in there, when you call in the artillery, you actually go above your tank, and then if you zoom in, you go even further above your tank and zoom in. So you can kind of use the artillery to kind of look around while you're hiding behind something. So a lot of people don't really like that. There's been talk about trying to use the mini map, like when you hit the artillery button, it would bring up a map, and then you just clicking on where you want the artillery to land, which makes sense to me. I understand that, and I like that idea. Um, I also think there probably should be a limit to it. I know that I personally have over abused it in a few games, calling in 5, 10 artillery strikes in one game. I think they should probably limit that. That would be my suggestion. Or make it so that if, like, say I call in artillery, nobody else on my team can call it in until my artillery strike is done. Because you'll see 3 artillery strikes landing, especially if there's like an objective, and you know when there's a tank there because it'll show the objective counting up or down, whichever direction it needs to go for the enemy to capture it. So you know there's a tank there, so just drop an artillery strike on it. And um, I've seen 2 or 3 artillery strikes at the same time hitting an objective. So I could see them adjusting that a little bit. I like the way it's set up. Um, I just think there's a little bit of tweaking that they need to do there. One of the other things I started saying is the fire extinguishers. You get 2 of those. Some people don't really like those. There's a few players that, say, oh, World War II, they didn't have fire extinguishers, and even if they did, you couldn't get to the engine compartment or stuff like that, which it may be true. I mean, I understand that a little bit, but I mean, maybe. Um, let's see here. What else do we got? Oh, back to the crews. All right, here's actually I was going to work on. Which crew was I going to work on? Was it this one? Oh, I think it was this one. Maybe it was this one. Oh, I know which one it was. It was my Russian ones. All right, so I've got this Russian crew here. Now, if you noticed on the German crew, let's click on any of them actually. They've got these plus 30. All right, I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so we've got this Russian crew. They have 91 points and they have nothing added. All right. Now there's the qualifications. All right. Crew level required is 100. All right. What that means is this crew level has to be 100. Now, obviously, with 91 points, I'm not going to get to 100 because, as you can see, these skills start out as 1, but let's go. Let's see. I would definitely want to upgrade my gunner. So, it's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it goes to 2 of the XP points for every 1 point that I go up. All right. So what I like to do is, right out of the gate, I like to add up all. Did it again. All the number 1s. So let's level up all the skills that are just 1 point to level up right now. Alright. Tank Commander. Let's go through here. And you'll see that different skills, like this one is 3 points now for every level up. So you'll see that different skills adjust differently. Keen Vision is the same. You can do 5 points into that before it goes up a level. And I think Vitality is the same way. Yep, Vitality is the same way. Alright, Radio Operator. And a lot of people are like, oh, why upgrade the Radio Operator? Well, you upgrade the Radio Operator because you can do let's see. So there was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 12 points. Let's see, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 8. There was 18. I got my crew up 18 more points, and I only used one experience point to do it. Okay? Now you come down here and you hit apply. Now, of course, my crew is only 78%, right? Actually, what I'm going to do is come in here and I'm going to, okay, so I have gold eagles, which this is what you use to real money for. You actually have to buy these with real money. There are ways to get gold eagles without using real money. Sometimes they'll have special events. The training, when you do the pilot training and the tanker crew training, you can get gold eagles for that. The silver lions, those are what you get in every mission. Alright, so we're going to come in here and I'm actually going to purchase 1,500 skill points with my gold eagles. Alright, so now I have lots and lots of skill points. And I usually do this, I try to do this with like one crew per nation. My Germans, I kind of overdid that because I really like the German planes and the German tanks. That's kind of what I grew up playing when I was a kid, was, you know, driving around in the Panzerkampfwagons and various things. That's what I did. Yes, I know, I was a weird child. Okay, so now we come back in here and let's see, let's go ahead and upgrade all the level 2s until we can't upgrade those anymore. Alright, gunner. 5 more. Let's see, let's go. Okay, so there's that tank commander. Okay. Alright. Now, I'm going to go ahead and apply this now because now you can see that my crew level is 120. Alright, and I haven't used that many points because I've been adding into the 1 experience point and 2 experience point crew slots, so it hasn't cost me a lot to get that high. And now you can go up here to qualifications and I can upgrade qualifications to expert. Alright, cost me 1,000 of the lions. Now if you come back in here, you've got this plus 30, plus 30, and usually it's on the skills that you want to definitely go up, so you can see, and it affects all your crew members. So yes, the radio operator, bow machine gun firing, whoop-de-doo, bow machine gun reloading, whoop-de-doo. You're not going to use those shooting at tanks, right? But they do give you points, which increases your crew level, which can help you get your qualifications. Let's go back into my Germans. I do believe one of my German crews. Okay, 391. Okay, I'm almost to the point that I can go to expert level for all these. I need 9 more points. So let's first off, I like to check out my gunner and my loader. Those are 2 things you need a lot, and your tank commander, because you've got this one here, which affects the skills of all or of other crew members. So that's a good one to add to. So I'm actually, let's see, I need 9 more points. So what can we do for 9? You know what? I think I'm actually going to be a little short. Oh, nope. Keen vision right there. Look at that radio operator right there. Actually, look at all my radio operator skills, actually. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What the heck? 10. Okay. Now apply. 401. Qualifications. What tank am I in? I'm in the F, so I want this one, right? Oh, gold eagles. Keep an eye on that. I did not realize that. So, we're probably not going to upgrade these guys to ace for this vehicle, just because I am working on getting to these vehicles, actually this vehicle and this vehicle. I would much rather spend my gold eagles on these 2. Probably this one, actually. Which brings us to the research page. Okay, so just like in the other tank and airplane game, you have research tiers. So you start out, okay, this is tier 1. You can see the 1 over here. This is tier 2, 2, and so on and so forth, all the way down. You research the vehicles in each line. All right. Now the nice thing about this game versus the other game is I don't have to drive this tank ever to research the next tank. I don't have to buy this tank. Well, I take that back. You do have to buy it, but you don't have to pilot it. So the difference is between this game and the other one is if there's a vehicle that I don't like, which this vehicle is, I do not like the short-barreled guns on the 4Fs. I'm trying to think. Yeah, both of these have the short barrel. Okay, which is, I mean, those were meant for siege guns, you know, for infantry support. They're not really anti-armor guns. Now, the long barrel on this one is definitely an anti-armor weapon. So, but the thing is, I would never get to that. Well, I shouldn't say never, but there would be a lot of grinding involved to get through these two tanks to get to this one. Well, in this game, I don't have to drive these two tanks to get to this tank. I have to buy them, but I don't have to put them in slots. In fact, let's see here. If you go down here to switch out, I believe, yes, right there. I own it. I'm never going to drive it, but I own it. So yeah, that's the difference, which is very nice. And it goes the same for your airplanes also. I'm doing a lot of tank talking right now because this is what I've been playing a lot, is the tanks. So that's my brief introduction to War Thunder. This is War Thunder. I don't know if they're really calling it Ground Forces anymore. I think they're just calling the whole game War Thunder, and you've got ground forces that you can play, or you have the air forces you can play. And that is an introduction to War Thunder. Now there are other things that you can do in here. You can come into your vehicles, and here, let's switch over to that. You can come in and you can go into customization, and you can add decals and such. You know, you can make them bigger or smaller. Put a little German insignia there. Alright, so you can do other things. You can adjust your effects of your tank skin, I guess you would say. So there's other things that you can do that you can adjust. There are ones that you can actually buy. There are decals you can buy. There are some rather racy decals out there that you can get. But that is an introduction to ground forces and War Thunder air forces. The airplanes are just like the tanks. I mean, as far as adding things, the crew skills and all that stuff. That is War Thunder. So hopefully here in the near future I'll get you some more videos on here of some action, and we can play around with this a little bit and have some fun. Thanks for watching, guys, and as always, God bless, and we'll see you next time.